Hey guys, welcome back to my environmental report. Today's topic is ocean acidification. So, let's get right into it. Like the name of this issue sounds, our oceans are getting more acidic over time. To clarify, the oceans aren't acidic yet. They're actually still quite alkaline. Instead, they're becoming more acidic than the natural pH. Several factors such as acid rain and nutrient pollution play a part in this, but the largest cause is the absorption of CO2 into the oceans. This is directly correlated with the rise of atmospheric CO2 levels. As more CO2 increases in the air, the more CO2 is in the oceans as well. Of course, like any other environmental issue, it's from human activities like burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and intensive agriculture. The carbon dioxide has been building up over the last 200 years, with fossil fuels being the biggest contributor. Now let's break down how this acidification is happening on a chemical level. When carbon dioxide dissolves into the ocean from the atmosphere, it reacts with water to produce carbonic acid. This carbonic acid then decomposes to make hydrogen and bicarbonate ions. pH is known as the inverse of hydrogen ion concentration. So basically, the more hydrogen ions there are, the lower the pH. And the lower the pH, the more acidic our oceans become. These chemical processes have been happening for a while now. As you can see in this graph, CO2 levels have been increasing in various oceans around the world. At the same time, the pH has also been decreasing in these same areas and will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. We know that acidification is real and is an issue because before the Industrial Revolution, the pH was 8.2. Now it is measured to be 8.1, a 30% increase in acidity. Even looking at its effects is clear evidence of its existence. Its most prominent effect is its negative impact on marine life. Organisms in the ocean that are shell builders, such as oysters and corals, depend on a compound called calcium carbonate to build their shells. As the name suggests, this compound is made from a reaction between calcium and carbonate. Now, if we look back at our chemical equations, we can see it produces hydrogen ions. These hydrogen ions then react with the carbonate used to produce calcium carbonate, leaving less carbonate for marine life. And these effects on shelled organisms are happening right now in the real world. Tetrapods in the Southern Ocean are in a population decline. The decrease in carbonate is dissolving their shells, and that matters because they're the food source for so many other marine organisms, which affects the food chain. Other marine organisms that are not shelled are also impacted by the lowering pH levels, whether it's affecting their ability to detect predators or decreasing their food supply, throwing the food chain all out of balance. This affects us as humans as well, as some parts of the world have economies built on fishing, marine life, and tourism of coastal reefs. Billions of people rely on the ocean to survive. So this brings up the question, what can we do and what is being done? Well, there is much research being done in the scientific community. Professor Jason Hall Spencer is one of the experts working on how the pH changes are affecting marine ecosystems in the Mediterranean and Asia. His work shows how the acidity is affecting algae, fish reproduction, and even the introduction of invasive species. Now, preventing the further acidification of our oceans fundamentally depends on stopping climate change. We need to cut back on fossil fuels to help reduce CO2 in the atmosphere. Organizations such as the United States Environmental Protection Agency are working on this issue. They have initiated programs and policies to discourage and prevent the factors regarding ocean acidification. However, much more work is still needed. And what happens if we don't fix this now? Experts predict that the ocean's pH level to drop around 7.8 at the end of this century. Last time this happened was millions of years ago, and a major extinction event was occurring, so not too excited for that to happen. That's all for today. If you want to see my sources, here they are. Bye guys.